Canelo Alvarez, who's been in the ring with Floyd Mayweather and also Terence Crawford. Before the interviewer could finish his sentence, Canelo gave his answer who was a tougher opponent. Was it Terence Crawford or Mayweather? This is what Canelo Alvarez had to say.
If you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Before we start talking about Mayweather and Terence Crawford, who's the best, I wish y'all would please watch the video before you comment so you don't look stupid. This dude, Ricky Ricardo, responded to my video talking about that I want him is Terence Crawford, to go to 175 and fight David Benavidez. Then he also said maybe I want Bud to go to 220 to fight Alexander Usyk. What is this dude talking about? My video had nothing to do with that. If you would listen to the video, instead of looking at titles and getting emotional about it, you would know what I was talking about. Now, the only one that looks stupid here is Mr. Ricky Ricardo. And actually, Turkey was talking about David Benavidez moving down to 168. And I said, why does Bud have to fight David Benavidez at 168 and Canelo didn't have to? But this is what you get from stupid people that just read titles and don't listen to the video. Now, when it comes to Terence Crawford and Mayweather, who's the best? According to Canelo, who's been in the ring with both of them, and his word's better than mine, he says Terence Crawford is a better fighter than Floyd Mayweather. And that is a tough debate. I know whose accolades I like better. I like Terence Crawford's accolades better than Floyd Mayweather's. Now, Floyd Mayweather does have the better names on his resume. The Miguel Cottos, the Manny Pacquiaos, the Sugar Shane Mosleys, the Oscar De La Hoyas, and the list goes on. Diego Corrales. But the thing about Floyd is he had great timing. He knew when to fight these guys. And I don't think he fought these guys in their prime, especially like a Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, and Manny Pacquiao. He didn't fight those guys in their prime, I don't think. I don't think he fought the best version of those guys. But anyway, who's going to remember 30 years down the road? They're just going to see those names on Mayweather's resume. You know what I mean? And I almost forgot, Canelo is on his resume as well. So Mayweather, from the outside looking in, had the most decorated resume. He fought the most Hall of Famers, right? As far as boxing style, which one you like best? Terence Crawford or Floyd Mayweather? I like Terence Crawford's style better than Mayweather. Now, I'm not saying who's the best fighter. I'm telling you what I like. I like Terence Crawford's style better than Mayweather. Mayweather was an excellent defensive fighter. That was the money-made version. The pretty boy version was an assassin. But what Terence Crawford has done that Mayweather hasn't, Terence Crawford has cleaned out 3 weight divisions, 3-time undisputed, 5-division champ. And I also think Terence Crawford's victory over Canelo is much greater than Floyd Mayweather's. Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo at a catchweight with no titles. Terence Crawford went to Canelo's house, which is 168, where he was undefeated and defeated him and took his belts. That's more impressive to me. And not just that, he fought a more seasoned Canelo. When Mayweather fought Canelo, he wasn't as skilled as he is now. The version Terence Crawford fought was a top 10 pound-for-pound Canelo. A 2-time undisputed Canelo. So when it comes to that, that's more impressive. He didn't starve him out, nothing. Canelo could be as big as he wanted to be, and Crawford still won the fight. So who's greater? That's a big debate. It's a tough debate. But I do like Terence Crawford more than I like Mayweather. I don't own the rights to this content. It's for educational purposes only. Jose Benavidez Sr. took a visit to Mill City Boxing. Shout out to Mill City Boxing. And he was asked, would David Benavidez come down to 168 and fight Canelo? Here's his answer.
Brother. So, and if the people want that fight, and people think that that's a good fight, and if Bomac and Terence Crawford want that fight, why not? We're here to please the fans and give them what they want. I think David's too big for Terence Crawford. I think Terence Crawford will be like 38 years old, I mean, it will not be the same as Canelo, man. We know David comes in and throws a lot of punches and put the pressure. And no disrespect to Terence Crawford, he's the best pound for pound. He's in the books to do history. He did something that nobody could do. But at the end of the day, we're talking about the Mexican monster, you know? David's young, strong.
It's funny listening to these narrative-based channels. These Canelo narrative-based channels they used to have, they're changing up with the quickness, boy. They're turning their backs on Canelo at an alarming rate, right? Now they're trying to beat Terence Crawford's channels after they defecated all over him. I always said you could like both of them. You could like Canelo and Terence Crawford because they're both great fighters. But some channels did not see it that way. And that Canelo loss have them scrambling, right? I always said if you stick to boxing, you cannot go wrong. Once you sway one way or the other way, this is what happens to you. Now these channels are disowning Canelo Alvarez. I lost respect for him. But now it seems like David Benavidez can make 168 once again, according to his dad. He says, we're willing to come down to 168 if Bomac and Terence Crawford wants to fight. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the double standard. David Benavidez says, I'm staying at 175 and not going down to 168 anymore. Then his dad said, if they want to fight, we'll come to 168. Different rules for Bud Crawford. Because you want to know why? Bud Crawford is not as big as Canelo. And a lot of these people out here are hating on him. They want to see Terence Crawford get beat. Canelo couldn't get the job done. They're hoping David Benavidez can get the job done. What I think Bud should do, you know, some people say he should defend his title at 168. I would like Bud to go to 160 and win a title there. That way, he'd be a 6th division champion. I think the only fight that'd be worth staying at 168 for is a Canelo rematch. If Canelo wants it. We don't know what he's going to do yet. If Canelo wants it, that'd be the only fight to stay at 168 for. Anyway, leave your thoughts or comments below. Let me know what you think about who's better, Mayweather or Crawford. Also, what do you think about David Benavidez, or well, his father said this, that he's willing to come back down to 168 to face Bud Crawford? Beezy, I'm gone.